Hey guys, hope you're well. So, in this video, I want to talk about one of your favorite topics, which is how to be prioritized and chosen. Now, disclaimer before I start this video is that here I'm not going to be talking about just how to be chosen and prioritized by your specific person or how to be chosen and prioritized in love. I will be talking like this video will apply in every situation of your life. So, this video is for everyone who feels, let's say, I feel not chosen and not prioritized in my friendships. Let's say I don't feel prioritized and chosen in my work. Let's say I don't feel that I choose myself, right? So even if you are in that capacity, this video will apply to all these situations. Because honestly, once you fix the feeling in one area, it more often than not, unless and until you have very, very specific stories in one area of your life, this will apply in every area. So let's just understand this in detail and let's make sure that now you are moving forward prioritized and chosen on a regular basis. So, first, before starting this, let's understand what a feeling of feeling chosen is. See, I have a lot of people who keep coming to me and they ask this question: Hey Karan, how do I feel chosen? But they have no idea what feeling chosen means to them, right? Or feeling prioritized means to them. One habit that I would want you to develop, and this is not just in this situation, anything that you are wanting to manifest, or even any feeling, it's not just chosen or prioritized. It can be I want to feel worthy, I want to feel loved, I want to feel important. Anything that you do, first clarify what that feeling means to you. Because once you start clarifying what that feeling means to you, that will actually give you a very big blueprint and a very good blueprint into understanding what exactly do you want. Because most of the times we are just running after a feeling and we don't have clarity towards that. And the more clear you are towards a feeling, the better it is. Now, I know that a lot of people who are manifesting love in their life are not clear what and with whom they want it. So most of you don't have a specific person. Some of you do, and that's great. Like it doesn't matter if you have a specific person or not. If you are someone like that, that doesn't matter. Like the clarity doesn't really have to be in every area, but you can always be clear about the level of feelings that you want to feel. So even if you don't know what kind of job do you want, you know what kind of characteristics in the job that you want or how you want to feel in that. If you are manifesting love in general, maybe you don't have a specific person, but you know what kind of feelings I want to feel. And it can even go for people who are manifesting a specific person. Let's say you are not clear what exactly my dynamic with the person would look like, you can at least get clarity on how I would want to feel in that dynamic. And getting that clarity can be super helpful because it allows you to actually take corrective and helpful steps towards reaching there. So, first thing I would want you to do is I would want you to write down what feeling chosen means to you. This should take you 10 to 15 minutes because honestly, if you whatever you come up with in 10 to 15 minutes is in that moment what your idea of feeling chosen is. Now, you can also give it a few days. You can also try it like for the next 3, 4 days. I will try to find out what feeling chosen means to me because sometimes there are things that come up later in our mind after we have thought about the topic. After you have identified what feeling chosen and prioritized means to you, a good question to ask yourself should be where does this feeling come from? Now, a feeling of feeling chosen and a feeling of feeling prioritized, it can come from two, three different places. I will give you examples of both. So, one is when it comes from a good place where you just want to feel chosen and prioritized. So, it's let's say in a relationship, I would want that my partner values me, that if I am in need, that they are there for me, and that we communicate regularly. And that sometimes they will choose me over their friends, sometimes they would choose me over their work. All these things for me would comply feeling chosen, right? It's just an example, right? So this should be coming from a good place. Now, a lot of times our feeling of feeling chosen and prioritized are coming from an insecurity based situation. I will give you a few examples. So let's say in my mind I will only feel prioritized if my girlfriend calls me 10 times in every hour, right? I know that I'm just giving an extreme example, I'm exaggerating it because that is how you would understand it. But more often than not, we are doing some version of this, right? So we don't know where that feeling comes from. And in my mind, I will feel prioritized when this person does this absurd action, right? Or like if my boyfriend checks all of my Instagram stories and comments on all of them all the time, I will feel chosen. Until and unless a guy shows up outside of my house with roses every week, I won't feel chosen. If that is where they are coming from, then you need to identify what that feeling is, because it is not about feeling chosen. If these are the things that make you feel chosen, then the probability is that that's an insecurity driven thing, right? And I need to find out why I need this person to go so over the top so regularly. Now, it doesn't mean that a partner cannot do special things for you. But if I consistently want that, then I'm just relying on the outside validation very, very regularly to feel that feeling. So, distinguishing, because after you make the list, you would be able to distinguish and find out which thing is driving you to which direction, right? So, once you find out the insecurity driven things, you can actually mark them differently. Once you find out the things that are actually making you feel chosen, you can mark them differently. It will be crucial that you are very honest with yourself once you are making this list and once you are identifying it with yourself. Once you find out the insecurity driven things, you can actually find out the positive outcomes from that. So let's say I want my girlfriend to call me 20 times every day, otherwise I won't feel chosen, right? Now, in my mind, I know it's an insecurity driven thing. I know that I really don't want her to call me 20 times. It's just that I am not able to sit with the uncertainty, or I need consistent reassurance, right? So, in that moment, I can learn to reassure myself. But that's a whole different situation and a whole different topic. I will get to that in a bit. Now, our feeling of feeling chosen is usually dependent on how we were raised as we were younger. And this is usually for the insecurity driven desires. I will give you an example. Let's say there is this girl called Martha. Now, Martha, whenever she was younger, the only time her parents showed her any interest was when she got good marks in school. And she always had to earn that, right? So she consistently had to try to work super hard. She compromised on her sleep, her social life, her dating life, everything, just to get these good marks, because the only time her parents would actually show her some level of affection is when she would be getting good marks and when she would be excelling in her academics. Now, Martha might grow up and develop a pattern of consistently feeling chosen only when someone keeps appreciating her, or only when she does something to earn that, and then only then she can feel chosen, right? So there are many ways through which you can find this out. Actually, going deeper into this and finding out where your belief system is coming from will help you move forward in a direction where you can transcend past that. Now, I have a video that I made very recently about conscious and unconscious beliefs and how to find out your unconscious beliefs. Like, I will link it down below. You can check it out. It would be helpful. Okay. Now, once I have identified where these feelings are coming from, what do I want to feel, why do I want to feel it, and everything, now comes the part on how can I make myself feel chosen. See, as long as my feeling of feeling chosen is dependent on another person, I am never going to completely feel chosen. Because even if that person does give me that affection or does give me that attention, I will still be at the mercy of their attention to feel chosen. But I want the feeling of feeling chosen and feeling prioritized to be permanent. And because I want that feeling to be permanent, I want it to be self relied. Now, this doesn't mean that you won't get to feel chosen in relationships. That's the whole point, that I want you to feel chosen in relationships. I want you to be feel like I want you to feel chosen at your workplace with your friends. But it's a paradoxical situation because manifestation in itself can be slightly paradoxical. The more I try to look for it outside, the less it comes from the outside because I'm in a consistent state of lack. The more I'm able to give it to myself, the more it automatically comes to me. You will see some people who are never relying on other people to make themselves feel chosen, but other people are consistently doing things for them and consistently choosing them. I have a friend, and she has a very good self concept when it comes to relationships. She has never had any issue with that. She has some issues in terms of wealth in her life, but that's a different thing. But she has this mindset in relation to men that why wouldn't men choose me? Like, it's absurd for her to even think about the fact why wouldn't men choose me? Because when she was growing up, she had a secure attachment in front of her, consistently appreciating her. And so she found out that appreciation doesn't come in scarcity, it can be coming to me in abundance. And I really don't have to earn it. My feeling of feeling chosen is something I don't have to earn. So it came to her regularly. So, some ways through which I have been able to make myself feel chosen is, first, I have made sure that I don't rely it on other people. Second thing, routines for me is a very big way through which I prioritize and I choose myself. So, when every day I set a routine for myself, or if I have a weekly routine that I set for myself and I fulfill that routine on a regular basis, I feel chosen. Because a great part of me, when I choose myself, I expect the same from the world. That is what it means, that the world reflects back to you what you are. If I am someone who chooses myself, the world chooses me too. Another thing that has been very helpful for me is standing up for myself and putting up boundaries. Because what we are usually looking for when we are wanting that feeling of feeling chosen is someone slightly goes out of their way to choose me, right? But if I am in a difficult situation and I'm not putting up boundaries, I am not choosing myself over a difficult situation. So, how can I expect another person to do that? So, standing up for myself has been a good way for me to feel chosen. Next thing, facing my fears. Now, facing my fears, an example of this would be, let's talk about Martha again. So, let's say Martha has this consistent need to try to reach out to people because she feels that if I don't reach out to them, they will never text me back, right? Or they will never reach out to me from their side ever. Now, for her, facing this fear can mean that she doesn't really have to act on it. She will stop herself from consistently reaching out all the time, and she can allow it to come to her. So, facing your fears is a very good way to feel chosen. See, it's eventually something that you have to identify. What will make me feel that I'm choosing myself in every way, shape, or form possible, right? Dr. Jordan Peterson gives a very good example of this. Someone asked him once that how to make sure that I have a very good social circle. He said that remember when you were in school, there were these kids, and I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me exactly, but he said that remember when you were in school and there were kids who used to get gum, right? And everyone used to be around their table and everyone just used to come to them. They did not have to go and offer everyone gum. Everyone would just come to them and they would just want that chewing gum, right? He said that that is how your concept should be, that if I know that I bring a lot to the table, then I don't have to worry if anyone is going to come and sit on my table or not, because there would be a line in front of my table for people to choose me. So, in short, summarizing, first find out what that feeling of feeling chosen and prioritized means to you. Then identify where it is coming from, go to the root cause, work on it. The last thing is to find out what are the things that can make you feel chosen by yourself, and to do that on a regular basis for yourself so that you can be in a place where the world chooses you, because manifestation in itself is very paradoxical. The lesser you would want it, the lesser you would be in a state of lack, and the faster it will come to you. I hope this helps, and I hope you feel chosen and prioritized regularly, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you liked the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.